Welcome, my friends. How is everybody doing today on this wonderful Friday? A lot of interesting happenings in the Forex market today. If you happen to be watching that market, it just a typical case of whiplash, up, down, trying to take everybody's orders, take all the easy money out, and then continue on to the trend that we were planning, not we were planning, but whatever trend they were planning to go. And oddly enough, I had checked on the challenge account this morning that we have started, and same idea, same position, still open. Hasn't been negated one way or the other. It gave a little scare this morning with the crazy whiplash. I say scared, that brings out emotions. Could care less what happens, Just interesting to see that it put it in a little drawdown and then right back to break even at the moment, just kind of holding steady. So it'll take time to play out, but it will be very interesting. Just kind of a watch, wait, and see. As far as Friday is concerned, Fridays are it's just another day. It's just another day in the market. It's just another day to, see what's on the table, take what it has. You do you as usual. If you see your ideas, then you take them. If you don't, you don't. That's one thing I've noticed is over time when you're continually trying to get something out on the table to try and make something happen, but you're forgetting that you're not even seeing your idea. Is it still there or is it not there? If it's not there, you shouldn't take anything, and I've been guilty of that in the past, of just, taking it just to take it, even if it wasn't really my particular idea in mind. So you have to be careful there. Right now, it's been a minute since we visited Five Below, and it is still looking gorgeous and still holding our weekly idea, okay? And zooming a little bit more on the daily, beautiful. It's still holding above the $65 area. So this looks beautiful to me personally right now. I'm very, very interested to see how this is going to play out. This is going to be a beautiful one to hold, watch, wait, see. I'm very much going to enjoy this show that Five Below is either going to give us or deny us. It's going to be a good show either way, but we've talked about it in depth on the video that we made on Five Below. We were talking about it, and it looks great. It's just, some people will look at this and just say, oh man, that's ugly, but for what we were talking about, it's nice. It even kind of has formed an additional area of support now, I guess you could say, here at the $71 area. So I kind of now in my hand, I have 2 points of reference where I could say, okay, if it holds 70, I'm still, slightly bullish on it, for a swing trade. And then if it goes below 70, okay, I'm kind of like, let me step back here. If I'm heavy in it, I'm going to take a little bit off. And if it goes below 64, okay, well then I'm out. It's not much margin for error on this, which is why I like this particular setup personally, because I don't have to risk a lot to be able to make on this swing trade. This is like risking, you could have a possibility of a 13% drop, and then our idea would be invalidated. So you could be willing to lose 13. I could be willing to lose 13% of my position if it drops to $64 from here. And the greater idea of the zoomed out idea of us getting to that 180 area, or even retesting 200. That's almost that's like 250%. You don't think it can happen? It could happen. Could it take a year? Of course it could. It could just take a few months. You don't know. You never know how long something's going to take to play out. And that's what wrecks a lot of people, is their time management on how they think trades are going to play out. One thing that you notice over time, or I have noticed over time, is I go back in and I have an idea, a particular setup in mind, and I have it thought out, I have it drawn out, and then much later in the future, 2-3 months down the road, 6-7 months down the road, I pull up that same idea and I look at it and I go, wow, I really was right. You know, that really did do as I was kind of projecting it to do. Okay, and when you start having more and more of those, you get more and more confidence of being able to go into the markets. Until you have that confidence, there's no need to go into anything. You know, this is just a personal story I have here. Confidence is like a big factor now on whether or not I'd be willing to actually put any amount of money into the market. Am I confident in my idea? Am I confident in my analysis? Am I confident in my rules on that particular position? You have to have all these things kind of aligning in order to see things play out. But that's what's nice about going back and looking at something I had up several months ago and going back into it. It's nice just to be like, okay, you're not crazy, because it did just that, you know. And it's almost, at this point, it's like more satisfying in some ways than an actual win, to be honest. Because it helps build my psyche of, okay, yes, I'm doing good. You know, this is the right path. You are looking at things the right way, you know. And you're kind of stepping back and just getting a general feel for the market as a whole. So, Alcoa, my personal idea on Alcoa, it's still in play, looking beautiful, looking gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And I wanted to check, I said Alcoa, it's actually Five Below we were talking about. I say that because Alcoa is what I wanted to look at next. Now, Alcoa, oh, it looks scary. When you look at it on the daily, when you look at it on the hourly, when you look at it on the 4-hour, all you're seeing is red, bleeding out, down and out, going to the dumps, you know. But when I pull back and I look at the weekly, what do I see on the weekly? Right now I see I'm in the bottom half of a range already. I'm in the middle of the bottom. I'm right at the 25% of the range, the bottom of this range. What do I see here? I see a little candle here that I'm looking for price to take out. Looking to get in on this personally. $20 is my invalidation. It's okay. I'm not concerned with it. If it drops to 20 and then starts falling below that, I'm out. You know. So long as we hold $23, I'm bullish on this. If it wicks over here and slightly touches the bottom of that candle or just underneath it to stop out anybody, that's where I'm kind of really looking at. Okay. What I'm looking for Alcoa to do on the weekly is I'd like it to take out this candle. And I would like if it does take out this candle over here, when that happens, what I would personally like to see is it quickly tap there and then move away from there. When I see that, it's giving me more conviction that, okay, we got the stop there, 23 is our invalidation point, let's get in, if that makes sense. But on the short term, Alcoa is so ugly looking, okay? It's not giving us any signs of life. But when I pull back even more, not even the weekly, when I pull back the monthly, what am I seeing? Well, it's consolidating in this area right here. Okay? So long as it's holding this consolidation zone, I'm taking a nibble here, taking a nibble there. But this is a swing trade idea, personally. But I have been considering putting up some long-term position on this and having orders even further down below. Because the more I keep zooming out on this, the more it gives me the idea of upside potential. Look at the biannual chart. The biannually chart. Every candle is 6 months of price action. 2 candles is a year. This is like 20 years. The past 20 years on this thing. We talked about this in our in-depth video. This thing is getting to be in value areas. So if you are a fundamental believer in this company, okay, then you could be considering starting to open up positions on it, which I am, but that's just personal. I've done my own personal look into Alcoa personally. When they acquired Alumina Limited, that was recent history. They bought Alumina Limited company. When they did that in recent history, that gave me more conviction of, okay, this company is willing to put up the money to purchase another company. Okay, they're going to buy them out. So that means what to me personally? It just means that they're still in the fight. That means they don't plan on going anywhere anytime soon. So that's just my personal opinion on Alcoa. I wanted to take a quick look at Tonix, because we was talking about that about a week ago. And I apologize for not posting as much this week. I've been very, very busy with the kids. And see, Alcoa on the weekly, it's done nothing for the past 4 weeks. It's just been flat down here in the 15-cent area. Flat. 15 cents, 20 cents, 15 cents. It's just been flat. It's been doing nothing. These pharmaceutical companies, they come and they go as far as the value of their share price. But when something is in the cent range, at the very least you have the shares. It's not costing you an arm and a leg to have a particular amount of shares in a company when it's only 15 cents a share. This is another one that I plan to do some looking into over the weekend, just because it's caught my eye this past week. and browsing a little bit deeper on the interwebs on any information I can find on, do they seem to have any viable plan for their future on sticking around. But that's just my crazy way of looking at things. I hope you have a happy Friday. I hope you have a good weekend. And I will catch everybody on the next video.